Okay, guys, so we are on our way to estimate a cleanup job. One of the customers called me. He did some siding and roofing work on a house that he owns, and he needs a machine and labor to come and clean it up and load all the debris into a dumpster. So that's what I'm going to do now. All right, so we got to clean this out, all this debris. This is all roofing under here. This plywood walkway is going to all come out here. Car stays. So I think I could probably fit this in a 20. I don't need a 30. That's what I was originally thinking, but got access from the street here. So it's not as much as I'd originally thought. So I don't know if I'm going to bring the skid steer loader or an excavator yet. I'm going to have to decide. Got to walk the material all the way out there, but I really don't want to tear the heck out of the yard. So we'll just have to play it by ear. See what happens. Okay. We'll estimate this and we'll see what happens. Okay, so here's how I ended up pricing out this particular project. So the job went for $1,200. I ended up getting a 10-yard dumpster to make it be more economical for the customer. So now the only thing that was left over at the end of the project was the couch I couldn't fit, so I just got rid of that at my office. So the other thing is, when you're estimating these jobs, the dumpster ran me $500. The laborer for the day, let's just say, is $130, and the machine rental 4 hours is going to be $350. Okay, so that's about $980. Let's call it $1,000. Excuse me, for the physical project, and $200 profit for the company. Now I say $200 profit for the company because I'm not taking into account the machine itself. The machine, I feel, when I bid projects, when we bid jobs like this, I always bid the excavation separately from the concrete company. And the reason being is when you have to buy a replacement for the machine, or if you need parts or whatever, that costs money that you need to account for. A lot of guys, they buy a machine and then they don't bill for it. Basically, they just bill for the material removal and that's it. And they feel once they bought the machine, that's it. But you need to make money on top of the machine as well. So that's why I say you got to charge for the rental and then you got to charge a little profit as well. Are you always going to get it? Maybe not. You're going to have to skin your teeth a little. But on jobs like these where you're bidding the whole job, you have to leave yourself a little bit of leeway. You can't bid it just roughly for the machine rental and for the laborer. This job took us 2.5 physical hours to execute. We would have been out of here earlier, but the dumpster didn't come till 10:30. It was supposed to come at 8 o'clock. So that's something you can't foresee. But in actuality, it took 2.5 hours to get this done. So that's something that you guys have to keep in mind. So you're making money on the machine and you're making profit on the job. So you're making money twice. So this is actually a very profitable day for the company. And we went to another job after this and we did some more work. So, like I said, that's what's important. You have to move on, get to the next job, make more money. So the jobs like these little demo cleanups, these are perfect. There's quite a few of these jobs around. I don't get the calls for them mostly, but when you do, if you could execute this, you could do 2, 3 a day. I mean, you can make nice money. It's easy work on the machine. You only need 1 or 2 laborers. You could execute it in a day, 8 hours, quick in and out. It's quick money, and you get to the next thing. But so that's what I want to stress here when you're bidding projects like these. So the next thing is, let's get to the guts of actually executing this job. So one of the reasons why I was able to go down from a 20 to a 10-yard dumpster was that this debris is mostly fluffy. It would fluff up in the dumpster. You can bang it down with the machine and get more space out of it. So I actually just would walk outside to the dumpster, pack it down, pack it down, pack it down. The garbage bags, all fluffy material. So you could actually pack this dumpster out and make it work. And we made it work with a 10-yard box. So that's why I decided to rent the E32. The E32 is small. He can maneuver around. He has a thumb, uses a big bucket, and you're able to pound down the garbage. Now, if I would have used a skid steer loader, I would not be able to pound down the garbage that good because you can't really reach in and get a centralized point of pressure. The bucket is wide and you can't get a good angle. I mean, you see the access is very tight. The loader could not come around the side of the dumpster to push it down. So how on earth are you going to push it down? So the excavator was the right machine for this job. The 337, it was broken at the time, the track tensioner, but a thumb, 100% necessary for this job. I could have done it without the thumb. I could have used the 337, got it done. Would have taken a little bit longer. This is where the thumb comes in handy, you know, when you got to handle material like this. So, and just a quick tip, you'll see that I do this in the video. I actually peeled up that plywood walkway and I used it as sides on the dumpster to raise the height of the dumpster so you could actually fit more material in there without it spilling out when the truck comes to pick it up. So that's a little trick of the trade that you can do to try to get more material into the dumpster. And since this material is light, it doesn't weigh heavy, you can certainly get away with it. The truck could pick it up easily, and even when he goes to the weigh station, it's not going to weigh that much more. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that's the way I bid this little project. And like I said, these little jobs, you know, the big jobs, they're great. It's always great to go to the same site, let's say for a month, whatever, and you make nice money. But these little jobs, these little ins and outs, if you can grab them, like I said, do two or three in a day, you can make nice money and you can walk away with instant money in your pocket. You don't have to wait for payment schedules or anything like that. You're in and you're out in 2 to 3 hours. So enjoy the video, guys. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. I did not realize that the camera was mounted so low on the excavator that you couldn't see high enough to see how I shoved the plywood into the dumpster. So I have my tissue box here to mimic a dumpster, and I have my menu from our local Wing World shop. They're actually a very nice place, but this will be our sheet of plywood. So when you have a 10 or 20 yard dumpster that you're filling with garbage and you want to max out the box, take your dumpster and fill it up with garbage evenly. So figure you'll fill it halfway or even 3/4 of the way up. You're then going to take your plywood. Don't stand it soldier style because then 8 foot high is going to be too much. It's going to be ridiculous. A lot of guys, what they do is when the dumpster is empty, they slide the plywood in at the bottom. And now see, if you slide it all the way to the bottom, you're only going to get minimal coverage on a 10 yard or 20 yard box. So what you want to do is, like I said, load it 3/4 up, relatively evenly if possible. And then you're going to take your plywood, and when you sink it in, see, it's going to sit just like this. So you're going to get another couple of feet, maybe 30 inches out of it. So with garbage like this, it's light, so the trucks can lift it easily. On a 30-yard box, it's pretty big. I really don't think you need to use the plywood sides, and then the box will be extremely high to load. But a 10 or a 20, absolutely, you could do this. It's easy. You could get more mileage out of the box, and it doesn't weigh that much. I mean, we're talking sheetrock, wood, plywood, roofing, siding, the debris like we were loading, garbage bags. It's all light, fluffy stuff that you can pack down nice. It doesn't weigh a lot. Some dumpster companies go by weight, others go by the box. So just so you know. So dirt and concrete with a 20-yard box, you cannot do this method. You can't load over the top because the trucks can barely lift the boxes to begin with. So if you put sides on it, first of all, the wood cannot be mixed with dirt or concrete, so they'd probably get pissed at you for that. At least in my local area, they would. Maybe in other areas they mix the garbage. I don't know. But anyway, so, if you have a 20-yard box concrete dirt, that's a no-no. Garbage, that's a yes. Okay, guys, and last pro tip, when you have 2x4s that are nailed or screwed together like this, we were unable really by hand to get these apart. There were so many screws and they were very long. I didn't want to waste the time by taking it apart by hand. So take your excavator, you push the 2x4s flat, hold it down with the dozer blade, and then you're going to just sink your tooth underneath the 2x4 that's holding the two together, the little plate that's holding them, pull up, and boom, voila, there you go. Now the 2x4s are separated and you could throw them in the dumpster. Quick, easy fix. Oh my goodness, what on earth are we doing to our excavator? This will be coming up in the next video, so subscribe if you want to be notified when this video comes out. As always, guys, I hope this video of this cleanup project has helped you estimating and executing. Any questions, comments, like, dislike, please leave them below. And like I said, the next video, I will explain what on earth is going on here, but it doesn't look good for the 337. Please, guys, be safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.